So before I start, I put up a poll on my community tab because I wasn't sure how to pronounce the name of this band. Was it The Who or The Hue? So here are the results. I think it's like 69% said The Who, and the rest said The Hue. So I'm going to go with The Who, even though it's the same as a classic rock band. But anyway, let me get into the main video. So in this video, I'll be talking about the new album by The Who called The Rumble of Thunder, released on September 2nd, 2022. They're a band from Mongolia. Not a traditional metal band. They sing in their native language. They play instruments from their native land. Also become very popular the past few years, mostly being featured on Metallica's Blacklist album with their cover of Through the Never. Band is hard to describe. They're labeled as folk metal, but that's just a label. They're very unique. You don't really hear the things that are characteristic in metal music, like distorted guitars, but you hear a lot of different instruments that I won't really be able to pronounce. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to call them either like violins or fiddles or wind instruments or percussion instruments or something along that nature. So they combine this with Mongolian throat singing, probably the thing that makes the music sound heavy. The album basically sounds like an unplugged album. If you remember, in the late 90s, there was a band called Days of the New. They played acoustic grunge, and this is something like that. But they're bringing those Mongolian instruments and music, so it sounds like nothing we've ever heard. It's their second album, also a long album, about like 60 minutes long. There are 12 songs. There's an extended version of Black Thunder at the end, so that makes it even like about longer. So I guess I'll just go through the tracks. This Is Mongol is a song you hear like guitars with distortion. And this is one of the singles. Distortion is kind of like light, but it's like almost like an unplugged performance. This is one of the more memorable songs. Even though I don't understand the language, it's a type of song kind of like I like to sing along to. They were Yut Hövende. What I like about this song is that they use the Mongolian throat singing. They make it a heavy song. Also a song that uses those like violin instruments often. The song is slow, it has a nice stomp. The vocal chants are the things that makes it sound like very heavy. It's different, but so is everything on this album. Triangle has a drum intro followed by stringed instruments. Makes me think of like early 90s band like Sonic Youth. That's what came to mind, but like in a special like Mongolian style. The song is fun, it's upbeat. The acoustic instruments make this one very light and fun, and they also make the Mongolian throat singing very melodic. Teach Me is a song that I think it sounds very well. Like it sounds like traditional folk metal. The melodies make me think of like those fantasy-oriented power metal bands, but almost like if they're playing like an unplugged format, and the overall sound is like very bouncy. Upright Destined Mongol. This one, it may sound weird, but it kind of reminds me of AC/DC, but being played with Mongolian instruments, and just has that type of energy. And it's interesting how you can go into a song that's completely foreign and have it sound like something familiar. They even like do that quote unquote like guitar solo played on the fiddle instrument and sound very good. They have solos like whoa whoa in the song, and just a good song. Sell the World seems like it's kind of slow and laid back, but they have some heavier vocals. It's paired with that like fiddle sound in the background, and it makes it a little different. The low vocals really stand out in this song, and this one has like that type of beat you can stomp your feet to. Black Thunder is one of the singles, and another one with that like AC/DC type of sound, but very laid back at first. It's a slow builder, but once it kicks in, it's one of the better songs on the album. This is actually one of the heaviest songs. If you kind of like look at the song structure, it has like some faster percussion, and that's kind of towards the end of the song. Mother Nature reminded me of something like Smashing Pumpkins, but it's a very like laid back ballad. You got the soft guitar intro, nice relaxing melody. I don't understand the lyrics, but going off the title, it's kind of like they're showing appreciation for Mother Nature. The fiddle solo works very well, and it's just a relaxing type of song. They kind of end this with some chant styling vocals, and that brings it to a close. Another single, Bii Biyelgee. This is another like folk metal again. It's very like danceable. It's upbeat. It's fun. They use different instruments, and it gives the song a very full sound. For example, there are like these wind instruments used to make it very upbeat and happy sounding. Then Segee. This one feels a little heavy, but in their special like heavy style. They use the throat singing in a way that makes it a little darker. Of course, I'm not really sure what they're saying, but I'm going about the overall tone of the song. Vocal harmonies also work well. Shihi Hutu is interesting because it's just very epic. It's one of the longer songs, it's 7 minutes. It's a slow builder. The main melody reminds me of like the intro to Eminem's "Lose Yourself." That part with the two chords, like the dun, 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 something like that. But they make it more intense in a way that sounds very unique. They also find a way to make the song very unique with some interesting combinations of instruments. Tatar Warrior, the last song on the album, it has the sound of like horses in the intro going into a slow beat and some of the heaviest vocals on the album. It's not very fast paced. They have a way of making it feel very heavy with their like a song structure and vocal style. The songwriting was also a little more complex in this, making it really stand out amongst the others. So, in conclusion, this album is just unique. It's heavy and it's metal, but it's just metal in its own unique way. The Mongolian throat singing just makes this album very heavy, and they're able to make a heavy album without relying on like distortion or other traditional metal elements. I'm interested in hearing more music like this. They have one other album, but I just want to hear more. It's just very good. My score is an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And that's all. Up next, I got a classic album review, Pink Floyd, A Delicate Sound of Thunder, and my Megadeth ranking. Hopefully I have it out on Wednesday. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.